So the NHL All-Star Weekend, that was kind of weird, wasn't it?
It happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it exciting? Did the players look happy to be there?
Well, Mitch Marner had the best day of his life. That's about it.
That's about it. So what can the NHL learn from the AHL maybe? Yeah. Something to ponder, folks.
You're Locked On Ducks, your daily podcast on the Anaheim Ducks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Locked On Anaheim Ducks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. I am Jason J.D. Hernandez. That is Sarah Avampato, formerly of some show called Locked On Los Angeles Kings. It's a fun show.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly, not allegedly. Not allegedly, it's a fun show. It's totally a fun show. Eddie's awesome. Allegedly. Anyway, it was a joke, but you overran my joke.
Sorry. And this is why she's a pro. Actually, you'll be on Locked On LA Kings tomorrow.
I will on Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah,
Yes.
that'll be tomorrow. So
Sneak
check
peek.
that out. Anyway, I gotta remind everyone that this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. This will be fun. So we're gonna talk about All-Star stuff pretty much all day today, right?
Sure.
Yeah, that'll be fun. But once again, a reminder that this episode is brought to you by FanDuel, official sportsbook of the NFL and Locked On. Make every moment more. Visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn today to get started. See what I did there? They don't know. But anyway, so this past weekend, South Florida hosted the All-Star Game and the All-Star Skills Competition, which in theory is a kind of neat idea because you're in a warm climate. It looks fun in theory. Sarah, only Mitch Marner looked like he had fun, but in general, like for the real, did the players look like they were having fun?
I mean, not like in moments they did, but like as a whole, like no one really seems like they want to be there. Like, did the Kachuk brothers look like they were having fun when they did their dumb little like beach skit thing? Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Did Sidney Crosby look like he had the best day of his life when he got friggin' dunked into a dunk tank? He looked like he was loving that.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, like between the skills competition and the game, like there's a lot of going through the motions.
There absolutely was. So let's talk about just the skills contest at first. The TV viewing, not that good. I think part of that had to do with the fact that a lot of the events were pre-recorded and at completely different parts of South Beach or South Florida. You had the dunk tank, which was in a different part. Now, I will say one of our colleagues, Armando Velez, from Locked On Panthers, he was there. He was there for the whole dunk tank thing. He was there, so he kind of knew what happened. Like, there was already some reports out there that we knew what was going to happen. So then to watch, like, well, I kind of know. I'm kind of spoiled already, right?
Well, that's what like. Also, I mean, you live on the West Coast. You're used to that because things happen on the East Coast and then air 2 hours later here. Like, I can't possibly get up in arms about, oh, they pre-taped this thing. Like, yeah, they pre-taped it. Welcome to television.
Yeah, this is why as a lifelong Jeopardy fan, I mute Jeopardy from Twitter, especially during some of those runs last year, but that's a whole different topic.
Yeah.
It kind of takes away from it maybe slightly because it's not just the West Coast that are spoiled, it's everybody that's spoiled after that.
I mean, I think the dunk tank thing, like in particular, like was really funny, and like there's no way to accomplish that within that. Like you had to pre-record that. You can't dump Sidney Crosby into a bucket of water and then expect him to go out and do like the breakaway thing 10 minutes later.
True.
Like I don't know. I mean, maybe people should stop spoiling stuff online. How about that?
Thank you.
Like stop it. Or I mean, I guess for the rest of us, mute the words on Twitter so you don't see it. Like I could care less about that. That doesn't affect my enjoyment knowing that it was pre-taped.
Yep. But also just aside from the dunk tank stuff, all the other little events like the little golf hockey thing, the players look like they were just going through the motions.
Yeah.
The breakaway, most of the players are going through the motions.
Yeah.
The highlight of the breakaway was OV Jr. That's about it.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, that's cool. But aside from that, fastest skater, meh.
I mean, how do you can't make fastest skater exciting.
Yeah, that's true.
You skate in a circle. The way you can make it exciting is if you have a defenseman and you make him do it backwards.
No. The way to make it exciting is to have a goalie duel.
I mean, that's a whole other category.
Come on.
I mean, yeah.
Where are the goalies?
Sitting on their butts.
There were no defensemen in the fastest skater, in the NHL at least.
Well,
we'll talk about the AHL in a second. But just to finish off on our whole NHL as far as skills competition goes, there's so much better that it could have been done.
Yeah.
This is on the TV side. This is on the hosting side. And just from like reading like little bits and pieces online, yeah, they're having fun. Yeah, they're having a good time. The fans there. That's what I kind of feel bad for, because we've done all-star stuff both in the NHL and the AHL. So just NHL first. We did it when it was here in LA. There were some moments where it took a little bit long to go through different events because they had stuff for TV. It was kind of boring at times, wasn't it?
It was super boring. Especially the year that was in LA was like Snapchat was still a thing, and they did the things with like the Snapchat glasses, and like I think they even like PK Subban or something, and like all of that, like you couldn't actually, us in the stands didn't get to see it happening on TV, and like you're looking on Twitter and people were like, oh, look at this fun thing PK Subban just did, but you can't see it because he's down there. Like it's a really hard thing to make interesting for both television and live viewing. Like it's hard. I don't know the answer to it, but like there are parts that are going to be boring if you're sitting there watching it in person. It
Absolutely.
just is.
Absolutely. All right. We need to head into the first intermission. That's intermission number 1 for those playing along at home. So you're still here. I'm still here. We'll talk about hockey more. But first, I need to talk to the folks about Athletic Greens, which is a supplement that I use personally. You were there during the New York Marathon. I did use it a lot, didn't I?
He did, indeed.
Yeah. And, I hate taking vitamins. Hate it. Do you like taking vitamins or pills?
I mean, I do because they're good for you, but that's a whole other podcast topic.
Yeah. But I'm like, I don't like taking vitamins.
It's fine.
Yeah. But, I wanted a better immune system, better gut health. And I feel like it did the job. AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. There's your Scrabble word for the day. And that'll start your day right. And it's recommended by professional athletes. It's got over 7,000 5-star reviews. And, it doesn't taste bad. Just one scoop in water and you're good to go. And if you're running a marathon, you're really good to go. Especially in that heat. So, to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1 year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/NHL Network. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/NHL Network to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Locked On Anaheim Ducks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. I'm Jason. She's Sarah. Hello, hello.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about All-Star Game itself. Do we have to?
No.
No, we don't have to, but,
It's your show.
Yeah.
You do what you want.
It is a topic that I do want to talk about because, as a Ducks podcast, I'm a little annoyed that Troy Vetchkin didn't show his stuff in the skills contest. WTF. I'll let you say his real name. Go ahead.
That Troy Vetchkin is his real name. What are you talking about?
It's Troy Terry.
No, it's not.
No?
No,
it's Troy Vetchkin?
Yeah. I've changed it officially.
So, Troy Terry, your name is now Troy Vetchkin.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen him in at least, maybe not the hardest shot, but the shot accuracy. He probably could have gotten a 4 for 4. Right?
That's lofty.
4 out of 5?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think he would have done well in at least one of those competitions. But in fact, I don't think Kevin Fiala, he just did one thing,
He just did the fastest skater. And he initially wasn't supposed to do that, and then they added him.
Yeah. So maybe it's a matter of some guys just really not wanting to do it. Because I think it was Connor McDavid. He asked not to do that anymore, right?
I have not heard that before, but I believe you.
Oh, it was on some professional Twitter account, like one of the pro writers did say that. So what does that tell you when NHL players don't want to do the skills?
I mean, for McDavid, I don't hate that, because McDavid, he's won it every year that he's done it, basically. And so from his perspective, like, as weird as it is to say, like, Connor McDavid's a veteran at this point. Like, he's been around forever now. So like, I don't hate him being like, you know what, I'm going to sit this one out and let someone else have like their moment in the sun and let them show what they can do. Like, I don't hate that. You know, or I know you talked about, I think last time you talked about All-Star stuff too, of like, Erik Karlsson kind of voluntarily said, like, you don't need to put me in any of these things. I've been here before. I've done this. Like, let some of the young guys have a chance. So like, I don't hate that. You know, truthfully, we'll never know. Like, I saw someone say that Kirill Kaprizov asked to not do any skills competition stuff. So like, for all you know, Troy Terry, which is not his name anymore, said like, hey, listen, I just don't really feel like participating, you know, which, you know, if that's what they want to do, that's their prerogative.
So what can the league possibly do to get players to want to participate in these events?
Give them all attitude adjustments? I don't know.
Oof.
Like, you know, so, like some of the guys like clearly were like, I jokingly said like, oh, Mitch Marner looks like he's having the best day of his life. But like, look at any picture or like GIF or anything of him at the All-Star weekend, and he is like beaming. He looks like a 12-year-old. He is so happy to be like hanging out with Sidney Crosby and like, you know, and it's Mitch Marner, who's like been around the league for a while at this point.
He's probably happy to be in nice weather.
Well, that too, yeah. Like, yeah, take, you know, Connor Hellebuck, I'm sure, was like excited to not be in Winnipeg anymore, because it was like negative $1 billion there. So like, like that, like, honestly, how do you make them want to be there is like a much bigger philosophical question. Like, how do you make someone care about something they don't care about? You know, money doesn't motivate these guys. They're all millionaires. You know,
it did one year.
Well, yeah, but like, that was like the first year they did it like that. Like, and that was the first year they did 3-on-3. So I feel like it was a whole different, like, everyone was excited. Like, maybe letting guys pick their own charities or something would be like a motivator of, you know, sure, they're not getting their own money, but like they're playing for something near and dear to their heart. Like, maybe that could do it. But yeah, like, I just don't know. I mean, listen, like, I have a degree in psychology. I work in like the workplace trying to get people to do stuff. Like, I don't know how you make someone care about something they don't care about. And like, that's the problem here, is like the league has given these guys no reason to care outside of the guys who like know their obligation to fans.
The first year they did this in 2016, when there was the whole, this is for $1 million.
Right.
That was a big deal, in particular to one player, John Scott.
Right.
And then the league decided they did not want fun anymore and did away with that whole voting thing. Do we need to just go into silly spots and bring that back? I know we kind of tried to bring that back, but kind of not really. Do we need to have like the random fourth line grinder,
I mean,
to possibly save this again?
No. I mean, the league's going to make sure that never happens again. Like, this year they did the fan vote thing, but they put so many rules on it that like you couldn't have a John Scott again.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess like it gets into like, what is your definition of an all-star? Like, is your all-star really supposed to be the best player on every team? Are you picking people for personalities? Are you picking people who are going to be entertaining? Are you picking someone who maybe like, you know, the guy has the hardest shot, but he's not good at anything else, but you pick him anyway? Like, you know, I think there's an interesting discussion to be had about like, how are you picking your all-stars? And like, I feel like where they're at right now is like, they're kind of trying to have their cake and eat it too, of like, the league wants to control it and they want to pick who they want to pick and have them there, but like, they also want the fan vote to let the fans feel like they're taking part in something, but then they essentially have like neutered the fan vote to make it pointless.
We'll have more with Sarah Avampato after this brief word from FanDuel. We're really excited about our new sports betting partner for Locked On, because they're the #1 sportsbook in America, FanDuel. And if you're new to them, that's even better, because they have so many great features that make betting on sports fun and easy. Download FanDuel now so you can bet on Super Bowl 57 with a no-sweat first bet between the Eagles and the Chiefs. You'll get up to $3,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. So once again, head over to FanDuel today at FanDuel.com/lockedon to claim your no sweat first bet on Super Bowl 57. That's FanDuel.com/lockedon. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports partner of the NFL. And please gamble responsibly. You brought up something that I know Ducks fans in particular love what you said. Do you need to bring the personality into it? Look what happened last year. Even though he was not in the All-Star game, one of the best moments of All-Star weekend last weekend, you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Trevor Zegras.
Right.
How fun was that?
Yeah, it was
honestly.
super fun. Like, people still talk about it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Trevor Zegras even tweeted during the All-Star game the little, like, sleeping emoji, you know? So, like, and I retweeted it with that, like, the Phil Kessel quote of, like, gee, I feel like I'm just sitting here with my dog and I feel like there's something I should be doing whenever he didn't get picked for, like, the stupid fake World Cup thing or whatever.
I need to applaud you for that, by the way.
Like, same vibes of, like, Zegras is sitting here watching this at home being like, you know, yeah, like, are you picking for like, you should be picking with an eye towards showing off the best skill in your league. Like, obviously you want that there. Like, Connor McDavid going 4 for 4 on the accuracy thing.
He would do that.
Like, was fantastic. Like, that was great. And then, like, the thing where it was like him and Kadri went head to head at this, like, that was actually really neat that they had them both do it at the same time. Like, that was fun. But so, like, are you picking for the most skill? Like, yes, people want to see that. But also, like, when your most skilled players, no offense, Connor McDavid, are boring as heck, like, then you need, like, and I mean, the Kachucks are also, like, very talented players. As much as I hate them, they're both very good. Like, but they're fun,
yes.
You know? And, like, they brought that kind of level of fun. They have personalities. Like, a lot of the younger guys coming up, like Zegras, the Kachucks, like, a lot of those guys have personality.
They have the gravitas to build an event.
Yes.
Whereas Connor McDavid has the personality, but he has the personality of, like, celery. You know?
Yes.
There's not much more that you can get out of him aside from the usual, yeah, we played really well, got to get pucks in deep, or John Tavares, same way.
Right.
Hi, I'm John Tavares. But Connor McDavid, yeah, I just, you know, got to give praise to my teammates. You know, like, we played 100%, played 200 feet of hockey.
Yeah. And I think, like, I mean, it's also, it's a bigger conversation than just this podcast, but, like, the league in general, and, you know, there's constantly the war essentially between the old school shut up and play hockey, I don't care about you, like, stick to sports kind of fan base, but then the people, especially, like, younger generations who are being brought into the sport as fans who want the personality, they want the guys who they can relate to or feel like they can identify with in some way. They don't want guys to just stick to playing the sport. Like, they want that. And the league, again, constantly wants to have it both ways of, they don't want to alienate, like, my dad, you know, but they also don't want to alienate us.
Yeah, especially for this podcast, especially because I get fans that have emailed me saying, like, that they love Trevor Zegras. Why isn't he there? You know, like, for those of you that have, like, written and sent messages, like, I see them, I read them. I agree 1,000% about the whole, where's Trevor Zegras? Where is the young Ducks? Where's the fun?
Right. Yeah.
It?
I mean, like, look at any time someone tries the lacrosse goal and half of hockey fandom, old man, sorry if you're one of those guys, but, like,
torts,
right, half of the people lose their absolute mind because how dare he do something that isn't, like, hockey. But the other, like, he also, like, went viral for it, and it was getting coverage from places that don't usually talk about hockey.
Yep.
Like, do you want to grow your game or not?
The best way to grow your game is to get the younger generations in it, because those are the fans that are going to become adults soon. Some of those fans, the younger fans, are going to want to emulate that and play like Trevor Zegras. That's what you really want. You want the younger generations to come up and say, you know what? I'm excited. I can do this. I can do the lacrosse. And I think the best part about Z doing the lacrosse goals last year, or the Flying Z that he did, kids are emulating that. One of the best commercials last year as far as getting fans into it was seeing all the videos of the younger kids trying that same move that Zegras did. That's really cool.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, those are going to be your people in a few years, if not already, who have disposable income.
Yep. Right there.
And can go to games and buy your merchandise and afford to pay your like $20 for a soda at a game. Like, if you want to grow your game, yeah, it's great to have like social media buzz and all that, but you still need butts in seats. This is a gate-driven league. And if you're going to turn off the people who, you know, like, listen, young single people have money to, like, even in this crappy economy, still have, like, disposable income. If you're a young professional with, you know, corporate 9-to-5 boring email desk job like me, like, you can throw money at something and you can say, you know what, I want to go see the Ducks because Trevor Zegras might do something stupid tonight. Like, stupid good, not stupid. I mean, he also might do something stupid bad, but, like, you know, those are the people you want to court who are going to be your fans for generations to come. Like, my dad's not going to many more hockey games. Like, you know, he is aging out of wanting to sit in, you know, with my dad's replaced shoulder and my mom's replaced hips. They don't want to sit at a hockey game for 3 hours in the cold. But, like, the younger generations do and have the money for it. Like, you need dollars.
That's a whole other philosophical debate, which I feel like would take... We could go an hour on
You're
that,
welcome.
probably.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that. That'll do it for today's podcast. You'll notice that this one ran a little bit long, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a 2-part episode. Part 2 will be tomorrow, and we will also talk about the Ducks' latest game against the Stars on tomorrow's podcast. So look out for that. In the meantime, thanks so much to Sarah Avampato for joining me on this podcast, and thanks to all of you for watching. Don't forget this podcast is free and available across all platforms, including Stitcher, Spotify, Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc. You can follow me on Twitter at StimpyJD. The show's Twitter is at LO_Ducks. Once again, thank you all for your continuous support. It is so greatly appreciated. For Locked On Anaheim Ducks, I'm Jason JD Hernandez saying have a good night. Please continue to be safe out there, be kind to one another, and Ducks fly together.